We all know someone who has it all: brains, looks, money, and opportunities. This person is not affected by any stresses besides those originating from just how good they have it in life. They go to a great high school. They got into a great college. They'll go on to bigger things. They'll be successful. This person is an inspiration, and you support their decisions and wish them only the best. But you have to wonder, what role did their location play? Or what role did their location in life play into their success? Privilege is a lofty concept, but not one worth denying. It's hard to deny the fact that I've had a relatively easy life due to the fact of where I was born, who I was born to, and how I am genetically. I'm a straight, middle-class white guy in small-town South Dakota. I don't get funny looks when I'm in public. I don't get spoken to as an inferior because of my sexuality, and I don't get treated as inferior because of my gender. However, my location, where I was born and have lived, has shown itself to be both a blessing and a hindrance in creating opportunities or developing myself as a person. It starts with the school I attended. I've been lucky. I attend one of the best schools. I attend one of the top schools in the state. By not living in rural West River, South Dakota, I've been blessed with a quality education by state standards. My teachers are friendly and have real-world experience. By being a driven student in this environment, I have thrived by my own efforts. Now, no matter how great this education was, my school was not perfect, and my personality adjusted as a result. We don't offer much in the AP program, and our honors gifted program could be called atrocious. As I've discovered in recent weeks, I'm not the most driven person when it comes to makeup work, i.e. the speech. Now, I might be a self-described overachiever, pushing myself along at a procrastinator's pace, but a support network that was pushing me along to give my all, pushing me to learn more or do more, might have left me in a different place. A 2013 Time magazine article explored the implications of personality traits developed in high school. It found that jocks will stay jocks, the popular will likely be richer or more famous, and those who are academically encouraged will likely be successful in whatever field they pursue. If these students had attended a different school, where they weren't a top athlete, or they weren't academically encouraged, they likely would have very different futures. Now, with that said, had I attended a different school, like the bigger private schools down the road in Sioux Falls, I might be in a better position, more poised for success, especially in something like the arena of college admissions. Now, admittedly, I'm an Ivy League reject. While I take total blame for this, some argue this isn't inherently my fault with the current state of college admissions. There's a lot of chance involved in those admissions. Stanford University accepts less than 5% of its applicants. It could easily have rejected that 5%, accepted another 5%, and have an equally accomplished class. Now, because I wasn't part of this select 5 to 15%, the successes I could have had at the more prestigious universities, the connections and opportunities, will no longer be factored into my future. Now, the worst thing about this is that the criteria used in determining admissions, as defined by the Journal of College Admissions in a study by A.B. Reading, volunteer work, an abundance of clubs, a strong academic support network, they're often available on a location basis. Now, especially here in South Dakota, you'd be lucky to go to a rural school that has a comprehensive program in something other than FFA, football, or rodeo. Your volunteer work is probably going to be limited to helping out with your church. Now, what this means is that at a selective university where only 10% make the cut, your location may have already garnered you that rejection letter. It's a game of chance, and when location is factored in, some people are playing with different dice. Now, oddly enough, the school you end up at is shown to have little relation to your future productivity. In a study published by the Journal of Economic Perspectives, titled "The Surprisingly High Non-Success of the Successful," it's shown that individuals who get doctorates in economics tend to publish the same amount of research, no matter if they went to Harvard or USD. Nonetheless, productivity does not equate to success. There's no doubt that attending a prestigious university has its benefits: alumni networks, well-connected professors, and a name on your diploma that can put you over another job candidate. Now, what this ultimately means is that the benefits of where someone went to high school has the capability of putting them into a situation that might be very different if they had lived elsewhere. Now, I couldn't control where I went to high school, meaning that some of the successes I did have or didn't have were derived from a decision made by my parents when we moved here in 2001. In opting for a suburb of Sioux Falls, I was blessed with an above-average education. At the same time, by going here, I have to wonder if I've been prepared for life in such a way that limits my potential. We all still know that person I mentioned earlier, who's successful and bound for fame. But looking back and reflecting on the benefits they've received based sheerly on their location, you have to wonder, where would they be if they lived